This week's Spotlight Music Series is full of celebration, similar to the world-famous operetta that will be coming soon to the Sotille Theater. Joining us with the details is College of Charleston music director Wojtek Malewski and director Peter Spearman. Gentlemen, thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
So this production, Die Fledermaus, I said it right?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, wonderful. So correct me if I'm wrong, but in German, it means a flying mouse or a bat, right?
Yeah, the bat.
The bat. So if you didn't know anything about this production and you saw that, I feel like it might throw you off. Like, what in the world is this about? What is it about here?
So often, like Die Fledermaus, the bat, another sort of popular alternate title is The Bat's Revenge.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
And I guess a general synopsis is these sort of like rich boys, one plays a prank on another, and the bat is back for his revenge.
Oh.
So he invites his friend who's about to go to jail for 8 days to skip out on being arrested to go to a masquerade where absolute chaos ensues, and then they end up, I want to say, right around 6 o'clock in the morning, back at jail to turn themselves in.
Wow.
So it's really fun.
It sounds like it's funny and lighthearted.
It's really fun and lighthearted. I think what I love the most about this show is the low stakes of everything, if that makes sense. Everything's really playful. A colleague of mine called it a story of soft revenge, and that has stuck with me.
And it's something I feel like a lot of us can relate to, feelings that we can relate to. And now, Wojtek, this show is very well known for people in this realm. And one thing it's known for is the showcase of exceptional talent. And I feel like you guys have hit that home with the collaborations you've done. Can you speak to some of those?
Absolutely, yeah. So first of all, we're honored and thrilled to have the CSO, the Charleston Symphony and the Pit, as our orchestra collaborating with us, but also we're so stoked to be collaborating between departments. The Department of Music is not only doing it by themselves, but also the Department of Theater and Dance, and we really couldn't do it alone.
So the cast is large. It's about, what, 30, 35 people?
I think so, yeah.
And it's students from across theater and dance and music. And I think what's been so exciting for me as a professor in the Department of Theater and Dance is watching sort of the theater and dance students become more confident singers and watching these opera students become more confident performers. The sort of kind of cross-pollination of interests and skills, they're really helping each other out, which is really beautiful to see.
Iron sharpens iron, and I feel like this is a perfect example of that. And now, I want to ask, what was the inspiration for putting on this particular show?
So again, when I first went through the script, I was shocked by how clear the characters are, how the characters that are good are like good in a silly way. The characters that are bad, right? The bat himself, Dr. Falca, he's like evil in a silly way. And in some ways, he's not really evil, he's just mischievous. And it reminded me a lot of the media that my kids consume. So I went to all these kids' books and started pulling sort of color inspiration there, aesthetic inspiration there, and even talking with the actors really early on, character inspiration there.
Love it. Well, wherever you can get the inspiration, it comes in all shapes and sizes. And now there's a lot of which people may be surprised by, but the music in this and the melodies are pretty well known. Are there any names that people may recognize, or?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of really famous tunes, and this is one of those operas that features so much music that people know, but they don't know that they know. And that goes on and on. But like the Champagne chorus is one of the most fun, beloved pieces of music from the whole opera. The whole chorus kind of sings about how much they like champagne. But there's also a huge kind of solo moment for the Countess, or however you want to call her, but she sings this big csárdás, this big Hungarian-style csárdás, so it's like a really powerful showpiece. All the characters seem to have these kind of vocal fireworks, but at the same time, even though they're showing off everything that they're possibly capable of, they're also showing off how light this music actually is, how digestible. The melodies are so easy for the ear. We're singing it all in English. We're performing it all in English. The dialogue is going to be spoken in English. So it's going to be really palatable for our local ears. It's going to be really easy to take in, especially because so much of this show feels kind of like music theater.
Yeah.
And so, you know, if
it really does.
It doesn't even feel like you're going to see like some grand opera, even though it is. We're going to make this big production out of it, but it still feels really, really just homey. The melody just makes sense. You want more of those melodies. It's going to feel really nice.
Yeah.
And now, speaking of that, we're going to get a sneak peek of one of those after the break here. What are we going to be hearing?
We're going to be hearing the Prince's aria, Prince Orlovsky's aria from Act 2 at the big ball. The young prince is often bored by these parties. He throws these lavish parties, yet always finds himself pretty bored because it's just repetitive. So sings all about how these parties are all kind of the same, and you know, I need something to entertain me, and so we have an amazing college Charleston music major, Miliana Cabala, singing this piece for us. So we're excited.
How incredible. So this is going to be Saturday and Sunday, February 24th and 25th, 7 p.m. at the Sotille Theater. Gentlemen, thank you so much, and stick around after the break. We get a sneak peek. We're back after this.